Hi, my name is Juan Caicedo from the University of South Carolina, and with this short video I'm going to show you how to run OpenSEES simulations at the NEEShub. The reason why you might want to run simulations at the NEEShub is if your simulations are too large to run in your personal computer, or you basically have too many simulations to run in your personal computer. There are two ways that you can run simulations through the NEEShub. One is actually at the machines at the NEEShub, and the other one is using some of the TeraGrid facilities through the NEEShub. And this video we're only going to look at the first part, how to use the NEEShub to use the simulations, and you might have to look for more information about the batch submit command if you're interested in the TeraGrid form of sending OpenSEES simulations. There are three basic steps that you need to run your simulation. The first step is to upload your input files to the NEEShub. Then you actually need to run your OpenSEES model. And then finally, we're going to see how can you download the files that were created from your simulation, so your simulation outputs back to your personal computer. The NEEShub is located at nees.org, and it has different tools for simulations. Specifically has a library of public computational models. It has a simulation wiki, discussion board, and also a list of programs that you can use for simulation online. One of those programs is of course OpenSEES, as is the topic of this short video. In this particular example, what I'm going to do is download an article file that is already available from the OpenSEES wiki, and you can find this OpenSEES wiki if you just Google OpenSEES, and you'll find it's one of the options here. Otherwise, here's the URL at the top of the page. Now, if you go back down into the main page and you look at the OpenSEES users, there is a series of examples that have been already developed that are publicly available. And what I'm going to do is download one of them. Let's say that we're going to do a pushover analysis for a two-story moment frame, and we're going to download that zip file. So it has a pushover zip file, and I'm just going to download it. Alright, just save it in my computer, and the next step is going to be uploading those files from your computer to the NEEShub. For that, I'm going to use Synchronous, and if you don't have Synchronous yet, you can download it from the NEEShub. It's a free available software, and that allows you to connect your computer, your desktop computer, with NEEShub and upload and download files. So we're going to use it to upload our input files, as well as to download the results from the analysis after we're done. So you go to the NEEShub and you look for Synchronous, and what you see is the Synchronous, a tool for data sharing within groups, but you can also use it to upload data to your workspace so you can run your simulations. Now, I have Synchronous already installed. The documentation in the NEEShub is very good about how to install it, how to make it work. Now, here it is Synchronous already. So what I'm going to do is just type my username and my password, and it's connecting to the NEEShub, and I have all the different groups that I belong to, as well as my NEEShub files and my Scratch files. So these two are the places we're going to be looking mostly in terms of simulation. Your NEEShub files, it's like your shared directory or your directory at the NEEShub, and the Scratch files is when you actually use high performance simulation computing. All the Scratch files go actually into this directory. If you look into the NEEShub files, click there, you actually see all your directory and all the files that are there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new folder for my simulation. I'm going to do a right click in here and create a new folder, and I'm going to call it pushover. Now, something important: if you are a Windows user, there is a difference between Unix or Linux, which is where you're using the NEEShub, and Windows. If I do pushover with a capital P, I have to be aware that that's going to be the standard when I log into the NEEShub. So I'm going to use lowercase in this case. Okay, so I have this pushover file. Now what I need to do is upload my my files that I downloaded from the OpenSEES wiki. For that, I have this tab here that is called My Files, and what this does, it breaks the window in two. At the top I have my local files in my desktop, at the bottom I have the files in the NEEShub, and I localize, or I find a place where I unzip the tickle files. Then I come here to the pushover, just select this and copy them into the NEEShub. So now what's happening is that all the tickle files are being transferred to the NEEShub. Takes only a couple of seconds. The next step is actually going to be running the files. So now that the files are at the NEEShub, you can minimize, synchronize, come to the NEEShub page and log in. So if you don't have an account, it's free, doesn't cost you anything, and put my information here. And now what I need to look for is something that is called the workspace. It is what allows you to run some of the models or the models using OpenSEES. The workspace is here. If you search for it, is a tool, and if you don't have access to the workspace, what you need to do is submit a ticket so you can get access to the workspace. For that, you go to the right hand side, you're going to support, and then you can say something along the lines of need access to the workspace to perform simulations using OpenSEES, or something along those lines, and they will give you access to the workspace. So if you go into the workspace and you launch the workspace, and what you will see is something like this. This is a place where you can type some commands. It's a Unix shell, and if we do a there to see the files or the directories that I have, I can see the pushover directory right there, right? So now I can move to that directory, pushover, and I can look at the files that I have there, which are the files that I downloaded from the OpenSEES wiki. Now that I'm there, I can just simply run the simulation, and to be able to do that, it's now similar to what you will do in a Windows computer. So you just type OpenSEES and then type the name of the tickle file. Let's say that we want to do the pushover concentrated .tcl. Just hit enter, and your simulation starts running. So that way the simulation will be running at the NEEShub and not in your local computer. So now it's doing the simulation, creating the figures, and if we look back to our files, we'll see a new directory, and this directory, which is the concentrated pushover output, will have the output files from my simulation. So if I go to concentrated pushover output, and these are the files that I have for the output. Now that you have finished your simulation and you have your output files, the next step is going to be download those output files to your local computer. And for that I'm going to use synchronize. So this is the same view that we had before, I don't see the folder that was just created. So what I'm going to do is basically exit and come back again to the NEEShub and see if that helps me refresh. Let's see if the pushover is refreshed. There you go. So now I have the concentrated pushover output files. Look into my local files and I select a location where I can download them. Let's say that we have let me find a place here. Let's put it in my documents, temporary folder, and something that is called pushover. There you go. Then I move this to my local file and there it is. So the new folder is there with the files that have the output. By the way, you can also use Synchronies to look at a preview of your files. So if we want to go into one of these output files, you can actually see a preview of your files just in case you want to check before you download them.